Thank you, and very good afternoon to professors, associate professors, lecturers from distinguished universities. It is always a great pleasure to be able to speak for not just MIA, but also speak for ICAEW, where I'm a member myself as well. By way of introduction, especially from the MC's short intro of my background just now, I'm very involved in technology work for the accounting profession. As far back as 8-9 years ago when I was elected into MIA Council, one of the first assignments given to me as a council member and the then President Dato Faiz, who's the chairman of Securities Commission, now says, you know, you, the youngest one at the table, you go and look after technology. So that's how I ended up doing a lot of work around encouraging my peers, the accountants in the industry, to take up technology. So if you notice a few years ago or many years ago, we published at MIA the Digital Technology Blueprint. That was an initiative that my task force led. Years later, we also published a guide for the technology elements to incorporate into the accounting syllabus for the higher education institutions. That was also a publication that came from our committee known as the Digital Technology Implementation Committee. Of course, for ICAEW, with a lot of support and luck and from ICAEW, I get to speak in a lot of ICAEW events on technology as well. So allow me to jump straight into it. So the topic given to me is to cover AI skills for next generation, how to build an engaged and future-proof workforce with you. So what I'm going to attempt to do is, rather than I go straight into talking about workforce, and I'm going to do this as well from my perspective as the managing partner of Morrison LC. Just to give a bit of background, Morrison LC, if you're familiar with our industry in the audit firms world, is different from Morrison Anarul Azizan or Morrison AAC. So even myself, when I came out from school back in year 99, I was an intern in Morrison Anarul Azizan at Jalan Ipoh. So that was many years ago. So fast forward to about 3-4 years ago, the old managing partner of Morrison Anarul Azizan, they decided to merge with HLB Le Lam, if you're familiar with this firm called Le Lam. So now the old Morrison Anarul Azizan merged into HLB Le Lam, so they are one firm now. And then suddenly myself and my partners, we had the opportunity to restart the firm and basically take over the Morrison brand for Malaysia. So Morrison LC is about 3 years old now. We started with 10 people 10 years ago. Today we are 200 people operating out of Uptown in PJ. And very quickly we are also setting up branches in Penang, Johor, Sabah and Sarawak as well. We are one of the 36 licensed audit firms in Malaysia by Audit Oversight Board to do audit for listed companies in Malaysia. So I hope by sharing that long-winded background with you, when I try and cover build an engaged and future-proof workforce, I guess I'm coming from the audit firm sort of perspective as well. And I actually have my technology partner who looks after AI implementation. I got him to share some perspective as well, which he just shared with me almost half an hour ago, which I will, if I may, I will have the pleasure of reading out his message to me word by word for you, because this is the real observation of what we see in an audit firm, very traditional industry, yet 85% of my staff are all young. Imagine, I don't know if you can guess my age, but my firm of 200 people, I am the oldest in the firm. So in my firm, where imagine 85% of people are young and graduated university not long ago, it's a very, very real perspective that my young technology partner is sharing as well. But again, before we jump into the topic proper, just bear with me, allow me to share some updates about AI as well, which I had a good pleasure of attending this talk by one of my partners in this technology company that I run. So Kenny, we were just discussing just now right before I went Hong Kong, but I believe you may already have access to the slides, but the following 8 slides I pinjam from Dr. K.H. Sham, who's a member of this consortium, AI consortium that I support. So LedgerBrains is the brand of my technology company. So by now then you're starting to maybe hear different names already. So this guy is doing audit firm, and then now he's saying that he has a technology company. So yes, I did start a technology company which we call LedgerBrains. And LedgerBrains, we support a group of AI professionals via this thing called AI Consortium. So Dr. K.H. Sam, he is a Cambridge scholar, and he has lectured and taught in NUS and SMU and one of the Hong Kong universities as well. So I believe, or I decided that his slides should be quite relevant to share today. And he was talking about, on the 10th of July in Hong Kong, he was talking about AI agents. So I can share with you, even myself as a tech startup founder, I only started listening or getting involved in AI agents December last year. That was the first time I visit Hong Kong and Singapore quite often. So in Hong Kong, I was asking my AI friends, in people running AI businesses in Hong Kong, hey, so what's the latest? So only in December last year, I started hearing the term AI agent. Then if you recount the timeline when Jensen Huang started talking about agentic AI in one of his presentations in NVIDIA, it would have been within this year from memory. Yeah. So I guess one of the things I wanted to start as an overview is that because we are talking about the topic of AI, I think the reality that we just have to face, step number 1 is it is changing too fast. Crazy. It's just, whatever GPT-4 came out, you remember when GPT-4 suddenly became the in thing, once that came up, AI just went on like lightning speed, just like that non-stop. So maybe one overview, if I may choose to share here, is let's not waste time thinking about what kind of syllabus to plan for the next 4 years for AI. Susah already. Maybe the question is, how do we keep everyone updated? Or how do we keep our kids, the students, themselves to find a way to keep themselves updated as well? Yeah. But I'm talking too much on my later slides already, but let me just share with everyone in terms of some of the updates that my colleagues at the accounting firms in Asia Pacific was updated about by Dr. K.H. So you will see very simply, this was his outline in terms of what he was covering, and we have another 7 slides to go, but it basically, in a nutshell, talks about what are AI agents and what it does. Now, maybe one realization that we will all pretty much conclude after going through the next few slides is that definitely AI is getting more powerful. It's not just a toy anymore, because if you're using the GPT app, just to ask them funny questions and then it answer you, or you want to prepare some lectures and you ask them for some points, or your student want to copy something and then ask AI. That is already last year punya pasal. This year, we are stepping into the age of agentic AI, where AI agents start to have its ability to do work autonomously. Now, the funny thing about AI agents is that it is not one all-encompassing organization or one all-encompassing technology. That's not how it works. An AI agent, if you ask them to move the chair, it can only do one thing. It can only move the chair. Okay? So then the question about designing AI agents is, how do I have one AI agent to move the chair, one AI agent to look after the PA system, one AI agent to look after the aircon, and one AI agent to look after the food, and so on and so forth. Right? So AI agents are still very siloed in its capabilities. But the thing you want to be careful is AI agent can autonomously start to line up the chairs for you as well. You can give it an instruction that this is how big is the room, go do it. It can do it autonomously already, although it can only do one thing. Yeah, so that's where, if I may, AI agent is heading towards. But let's cover the text regardless. So agents are systems that independently accomplish tasks for you, and these are basically workflows that can work for you, but with a high degree of independence. And I think one of the examples we'll give in the next slide is something as simple as setting a meeting. Normally meeting, we need our PA to help us look at the schedule, very complex, we are very busy, we got many lectures, we got many meetings, so got to find time slot, then 5 other professors, we got to match timing with them. But an AI agent can do this automatically, for example. Yeah. Gen AI or generative AI will be able to achieve a goal by observing the world and acting it using tools. So that means it has learning capabilities as well. And this is back to the ML days, the machine learning, right? So GPT basically introduced the power of large language models. So large language models are very, very capable of understanding our language, interacting with us, right? Then once you introduce AI agents that build upon the language models, then a lot of fun starts to happen. Yeah? So what does it comprise of? So first off, there are 3 parts. Okay? So this is the slides are done by a professor. So maybe these are also slides that you can feel free to use as well in your lectures. Yeah? But he broke it down into 3 chunks, okay, for what comprises of in an AI agent. So first is the model, as in the large language model. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know, like in Malaysia, we're still talking about National AI Office, and then last week there was a big AI event. Then you got people like Donald Trump, trying to dominate AI and don't want to let their AI technology go into China. But did you know, in Shanghai, of many things that they do, there is actually a large language model incubator in Shanghai, smack in the city, where there are a few hundred, I repeat, a few hundred technology startup companies just doing one thing, which is to build large language model in the incubator center. And not only they get funding, President Xi himself, when he visited Shanghai, he actually went to visit the startup community in the large language model incubator as well. Okay, so AI is like war, if I may. If those days Cold War, people were building missiles and rockets. In today's age of Cold War, the large nations, they are building AI technology and AI models. That's the reality. Now anyway, so first and foremost, it comes with the model first. Obviously, models are very, very difficult to train, very, very expensive to train, and you have to have super, super, super expensive and good AI hardware, which I'm sure you also note people are also killing each other to fight for hardware. Right? Donald Trump again also saying, oh, this chip, this NVIDIA chip cannot go China, this and that. And then China said, never mind, we build our own chip. You know? So the chip wars are definitely coming to Penang. But that aside, the large language models, again, is the basic key here to allow reasoning and decision making of the AI agent. Then number two will be the tools already. So tools, just look at them as software. A lot of us, we are very used to using software, Microsoft Word to do word processing, accounting software to do debit and credits, and so on and so forth. Right? All these are softwares. But software are used by human beings. So now the thing is, what if you plug the AI agent in and it can reason for itself and it can start using the software that you need to sit there and click, click, click. But now the AI agent can come in and do all that. Okay? Later I will show a different chart as well, where actually this is nothing new. That means the ability for software to go in to click and manage other software. This is not new technology as well. Then the instructions. The abilities to understand instruction, but also set the guardrails to define what it should and shouldn't do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we have all heard of the term hallucination before, right? AI likes to hallucinate. That means the same instruction, you tell it now, 2 hours later, you tell it again, then it will do something else. Yeah? So AI is not consistent, or the large language models are not consistent in that sense, right? So this is where the guidelines and the guardrails are for us as governance people. We are accounting. So from the governance point of view, from the human point of view, our job is to set the guidelines and the guardrails as well. But here, members of academia, I would also like to share or try and highlight this part about prompt engineering. Now, the language to talk to AI is prompt engineering. Right? We need to be giving the right instructions and describing what we want correctly or optimally to the AI. Then only the AI will know what we want and do the right thing. For those of us who remember Metacrawler, zaman Google, when Google first came out, you also need to use all the plus, the inverted comma. You got to use all the meta commands correctly. Then Google only know how to work for you. So AI is also like that when Google first came out because the meta crawlers cannot understand natural language. That means we cannot use a normal human sentence and talk to Google. But this is talking about 1999 and expect Google to understand us cannot. Same thing goes now with AI. AI very powerful. It can understand natural language. However, if you want it to do very specific things, you will still need to know prompt engineering. So maybe if your student asks you what is the most practical thing to learn about AI, come to think of it, maybe top on the list is to learn prompt engineering and practice a lot of prompt engineering first and foremost. So I'll move on. So this is an example that I sort of alluded to just now. Remember I was talking about scheduling meetings, but in this particular example, it's buying a flight ticket. So you can already use AI agents to buy a flight ticket, for instance. Here, let us break it down into a few more steps. What it is trying to do here is, sorry, it's a bit small, so if you have the slides, you probably want to refer to your slides. But basically, now the human asks, I want to book a flight from Austin to Zurich. That's the natural language. That's what the human said. Then what the system will do is it will break it down into all these steps, thought, action, thought, action, thought, action, and then initiate an action. Okay? So if we break it down, that is what the AI agent already have the ability to do. And underlying it is the large language model. And the funny thing is not all large language model work the same one. So I'm sure you have all heard of the China very famous model DeepSeek. Okay? So normally, like businessmen like me, when I'm running tech startup, I think business, then use OpenAI model. Wow, super expensive one. Everything is in US dollars. Then I tell my tech team, hey, can you go and look at DeepSeek or not? DeepSeek, everyone knows so cheap. So let's go and use DeepSeek. Then the funny thing is my tech people and my friends running other tech company, they also tell me, this DeepSeek, sometimes they don't come to work. You run the model, you're running production, and then suddenly, like today from 2 to 5 o'clock, tak kerja punya. Then you're in trouble already. So the odd thing is, okay, don't assume that all language models or large language models are similar. They do vary in terms of capabilities, quality, and what it can do and cannot do. That's still the reality at the market. Which I would also like to share this observation with everyone. Remember I was sharing AI moves so fast, and of course we all observe that. My honest opinion is that the only thing buying us time to adapt is the price. Because AI is very, 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 very expensive. So not everyone can adopt just like that. You use the free one to play, that's a different thing. You try and implement in your company and see. It's super expensive. So trying to adapt and pick it up to be a cost-effective tool versus having the ability to use it and implement it, deploy it immediately. There's still some time, I believe. But I don't know how fast that technology will move in relation to price. Because definitely when DeepSeek came out, all the big AI companies, their share price dropped like crazy. Because DeepSeek came out with a much cheaper model. But it's just that at the back I can share with you the model a bit cekai one. Yeah. But I don't know, maybe in China it's okay. Because definitely there's the Great Firewall of China, if you've heard of that. So when we are trying to use China resources overseas, I have to admit it's a bit challenging sometimes. Just wanted to highlight at the bottom, if for those of you seated at the back, you may not be able to see this clearly. There's a further sentence here that talks about react, which is a short form for reasoning and acting capability. So just wanted to highlight that. That means the models already have the ability to reason, okay? But it's a very glamorous word for simply guess. Okay? I mean, we all have some knowledge that all these are actually mathematical models, right? So it's a probability game. So GPT is a fantastic guessing game. They're very good at guessing what you want, okay? So then this guess is, in other words, described as reasoning capability. Okay? And of course, what is very scary or what is very high impact now is we are starting to talk about the ability of using AI to take action already. Okay, this is interesting. So there are companies that you might have heard of, Manus AI, if you have seen one of their Facebook or Instagram viral videos. Manus, which is MANUS.ai. Manus is one of those AI companies that run multi-agent systems. Multi-agent system is pretty scary because remember I was saying if move chair can only move chair, if serve food can only serve food. So all the agents have a very, very specific role. But what will happen when you run multi-agent system? Yes, they are still individual, but by using Manus AI, then it's still one subscription, one company, or one tech company that I'm dealing with. But I can use the one company where they look after gathering all the potential AI agents that I could use. Then one-stop solution. Then I can decide this is my workflow. So in order to optimize this workflow, which is maybe an accounting workflow, then I need to have agent A, agent Z, agent 75, and whatever. We piece it together into a workflow, then voila, you have AI agents working for you already, and many people no job. Okay, so again, yes, as what the slide highlights, there's a single agent system and multi-agent system. So over here, Dr. KH sort of attempts to share in terms of how graphically, how the traditional workflow versus the agentic workflow works. Just want to direct your attention to the term RPA, Robotics Process Automation. Remember I was sharing just now, there are also more traditional methods that can be used where software will be able to talk to software, or you can use software to automatically do things for you in your software. So that's RPA, Robotics Process Automation, which is considered by AI standards a traditional flow. Okay, actually if you can implement RPA, you're very high tech already, but in the world of AI, it's traditional. Okay, then you have the single workflow model. Okay, but you can also start having a multi-agent model, which is back to my earlier description just now, whereby one AI agent, a bit stupid, but once you put many together and you can run them in a seamless flow within one controller, then it becomes quite scary. So towards concluding some of the AI updates, so basically the benefits is autonomous, super efficiency. Let me share a little bit more about multimodal as well. Multimodal means the AI models now have the ability to understand text, sound, word all together. So it's not so straightforward like you got to key in text, then they give you a response. It's not, you can talk to it, but you can also give it a photo, give it a graphic, it can also understand. And of course, you can also ask it to generate back a graphic for you. So within one query, you can have multimedia all pushed in to get the AI model to work for you. Okay, this is where the multimodal side of it comes in. And of course, agility and adaptability. This is also because of speed. Because remember the AI agents are small little robots. Okay, so then you can move it around, you can mix it, you can add on, you can change the workflow. So it is much more scarier. Risk. This is something that we accountants and lecturers teaching accountants, these are things we can share more as wisdom to be it our students, or better still, you are interacting with businesses. Please do get this message across to not just the students, but also the business owners as well. Because for the business owners, it's like, oh, got technology, fast use. Whoever use first, win first. Yeah? But as accountants, it is also within our discipline to talk about governance, to talk about systems, to talk about controls. So one very realistic thing about AI is that you let it make the decision itself autonomously. Then if it make the wrong decision, whose responsibility? Now Europe has already come up with AI laws, and it's very clear the human is always responsible. Ladies and gentlemen, the human is always responsible. That is the direction of the AI law that the Europeans have taken. I'm going to bet you that whoever else follow, they will follow suit. They will take that approach. So if any joker asks, this one automatic one, so you make all the wrong decision, it's the AI problem, you're going to sue Microsoft. No, no, it doesn't work like that. Okay, who's the user? Who kena? Data privacy risk, some of the cases are very famous already. Samsung, some of the designers go and upload their secret designs, go and ask AI. Then the whole world use the same query, can query out their secret. So that's the thing with free AI. So don't, secret cannot tell the free AI. So there are many layers of how the large AI companies structure their privacy ring fencing. Basically, the more money you pay, theoretically, the safer you are. But definitely, if you use the free one, there's no secret one. So, definitely be careful about that one. Reputational risk, I won't explain more, but you will see the term hallucination there again. Explainable AI might even be an interesting area of research if you are interested in this. Because what we try and say in explainable AI is that AI seem to be this black box. You don't know how they come up with a decision. So explainable AI is asking the AI to explain to us how they arrived at that decision. So explainable AI itself is one of the ways to have check and balance for AI. And of course, nowadays you do search, all the search beside, there's actually a link beside already. So even the large AI companies, they are starting to support, to a certain extent, explainable AI as well. Okay. Trustworthy AI and ethical AI. This one, allow me to mention a bit more. There is a technology called RAG. RAG is retrieval augmented generation. Retrieval augmented generation. Remember the hallucination problem? You're going to use the big model, it will cheat in one, you go gila, shock. But what we can do inside a company or in a university is by using RAG, we can limit the AI to use only our data that we feed to the AI. That means you need to have a big database of info as well. Okay? But let's say you have your own referencing rules, you have your own constitution at the university, you have your own policy as to what can do, what cannot do. You have your own academic knowledge base as well. So when the AI do the search, by using RAG technology, you can tell the AI model to specifically limit itself to only search based on the boundaries of what you tell it to search. So that is one very practical way to limit the hallucination and whatever craziness that these AI models create. I went a bit over time, my own time planning, so I'll go a bit faster because I would like to leave some time for Q&A. I understand from Mr. Leong, we will have some mics around that we can answer some questions as well. So I'll do my best to leave some time for Q&A later. Please do interact, do throw questions. I'll do my best to answer. I will still clarify I am auditor first, technology second. So I'm not 100% technology trained professional, but more than happy to share my perspective as relevant with you. So to the part about the topic itself, which is about how to get our graduates future ready and future relevant. Okay, so I got a few thoughts to share here. So first off, digital tools versus digital skills. So I also do busybody work, like I go to USM and then I tell USM, hey, I got these friends at MIA where they're doing all this AI, all this software, so you want to have a look or not? So I do busybody work like that. But when we look at softwares, that's the question, isn't it? Do we teach students the digital tools, or do we teach them the digital skills? Which is back to 101, because do we teach them to fish? Or do we give them a fish? Because you give them a fish, they eat for a day only, right? So this is the thing about being future ready, if I may. Because AI is moving so crazily fast, it's not possible to, Manus. Now Manus.ai is the most powerful one in town. Then we bring into classroom and then we teach students about Manus. Then tomorrow night something crazy comes out, GPT 5.5 or whatever, then we just keep chasing like crazy, So that's the reality. So my personal thought, if I may, is how do we keep them current with AI knowledge in a sustainable way. Meaning how to let them learn themselves, how to let them keep themselves updated using a certain skill sets. Now, one random thought that I was trying when we did the previous event at USM was to have crossover with other faculties. Of course, that was an ESG topic, but with AI, all our universities, we have the computer science students, we have the other tech faculties or the software engineering faculties and so on, schools. Maybe there are also projects and crossover collaborations that could be possible. Then it's not just about them learning themselves, but we're also piecing them together with other friends and hopefully other like-minded individuals from the university who can, go further together in a collaborative way. Second point that I wanted to share here is maybe how to keep watch or how to encourage them to keep watch of contemporary technology, including ABCD 2.0. One of the things we always say at MIA, ABCD, AI, blockchain, cyber or cloud, data analytics. And I also always like to say, if you're an accountant, data analytics is the most logical and easiest and fastest to pick up on. But now, in this, what I'm trying to say here is, what could 2.0 look like? Honestly, I also don't know. Because when we started talking about ABCD at MIA, AI still blah. We still don't know. We still couldn't imagine 7 years ago how big or small AI is going to be. Okay, but we decided that we call it ABCD is something that's critical. Now you see it already, right? But again, AI, blockchain, cyber or cloud, data analytics, how would the version 2.0 look like? Something for us to look forward to. Graduates' ability to coordinate or put together suitable AI resources for AI projects in the commercial environment. Remember, I was talking about prompt engineering, so I can share with you, even right now, I have a team from Singapore working with a group of programmers in Vietnam, developing our own bookkeeping AI. Okay? So it's not an accounting software. The bookkeeping AI is to help the bookkeepers do their work. And here I'm talking about categorization. So for those of us who remember doing debit credit, so imagine you work in a company, then the boss throw you all the receipt, invoice, PO, DO. Then you got to go through one by one, right? And then key into accounting software. Wow, got accounting software already very high tech. But you still have to key one by one. See? So my company at LedgerBrains, we are developing AI to automate categorization. That means you are still using the same accounting software, whether you're using SQL or AutoCount or SAP, whatever. But the AI basically looks at the scanner, so still got the scanner. But once you can put the scan into the system, then the AI will do the posting for you. So then the bookkeeper sit there, go and collect receipt one by one, no need already. Okay? So the bookkeeper need to do other work, which is handle the hallucination. Because the AI will cheat in one. So they will have much higher productivity because you don't have to key in one by one already. But the next step is we have to develop in tandem with the technology as well. But here I share a bit about prompt engineering because indeed I can share with you right now how do we determine what is the right categorization. So inside my software, the way my tech people design it is that we actually put prompt engineering into the categorization. That means when they see this Starbucks receipt, when the system sees a Starbucks receipt, so we use prompt engineering to explain to the system that staff refreshment is for all the makan related receipts. So if you see makan related receipts, you please put under staff refreshment, but in a very prompt engineering way. So then that's how the AI is being told that if you see a Jaragosa receipt, this is what you do with it. If you see an invoice from a supplier, this is what you do with it. It still comes back to prompt engineering. Yeah, just to share that. last but not least, employers, if I may. So don't forget the employers need awareness and need education also. So, you know, employers that we deal with, we assume they know everything because they're so commercialized and they're doing everything. But I can report that how many of us out there in the market actually have a good working knowledge of AI. So we are still dependent on, you know, academia to teach and to educate. So sometimes, you know, maybe some of your programs for the graduate students or for the working adults, you can design stuff like this as well. But just to add, reverse mentoring, delegation of tech initiatives to the young, these are also very real things at the workplace that, if I may propose for your attention. Because when our graduates go out to the workplace, if the bosses feel, hey, I'm 50 years old, I built this company, you see I'm so powerful, why should I listen to you? You know, it's not going to go anywhere, especially not technology, right? So the thing about sharing with all these bosses, that the young people, they can do reverse mentoring. Normally mentoring means old people mentor young people, but don't forget that the young can reverse mentor as well. And also the importance of delegating some of the tech initiatives to the young, because they are digital native. So for them to pick it up, of course, faster than you and I to try and learn everything. You know. Last but not least, which I have tried to share a bit along the way as well, which is governance, compliance, responsible AI. This is still something that in the accounting world, we can play a major role. Yeah? Because how should I describe this in a polite way? Normally, business want to earn money, right? Big technology come, how to use big technology to earn money. Then later something serious happen. Kena hack, the server crash something serious happen Then only go and think, what happened? What should have been done better? But all those come back to governance, compliance, and just being responsible in the first place, and not saying, hey, this one done by AI, not me. You want to sue the AI lah. You know, that's just being just outright irresponsible. So yes, members of academia, if I may, that's what I wanted to share on the topic. So hopefully, yes, time permits for a bit of Q&A as well. So yeah, if Secretariat could prepare. I just wanted to also share throughout my journey with ICAEW as a student, as a practitioner. ICAEW is always a thought leader when it comes to the most forefront thinking in accounting. And I know since something like 5 years ago, ICAEW made it a point that they want to be the AI thought leader. So out of all the professional bodies in accounting, if you want to research about AI materials, don't quote ICAEW, but this is my personal comment. I think ICAEW resources is still number one. If you want to find accounting related AI resources. That means whether you are doing it for referencing, for research, you want your students to research deeper, further, the information that is inside the website. So you just have to type ICAEW artificial intelligence. Then all these pages will come out. Then when you go in, you will realize that you go 1 layer in, 2 layer in, 3 layer in, still have one. And Shanola was just, was it Shanola? Someone was sharing in our group chat today that there is also a Gen AI accelerator program, right? That ICAEW is rolling out as well. So it's a structured program where you learn about how to build your own Gen AI in the company or at the university as well. So they really spent a lot of effort, and I have to acknowledge them because when I first started the technology initiative in MIA, I also got ICAEW's help to send their tech faculty people all the way from England to come here to Malaysia to do events for our members, MIA members, on back then data analytics and so on. So just wanted to highlight that for your attention. Okay, without further ado, I pause there. We still have probably about 10 minutes or so. I will follow Man Fong's guide on when to stop, okay? Yeah, anything at all that you reckon is, that you would like to ask or discuss also can. Don't have to, doesn't have to be a Q&A if there's any point that, Dr. Zubil, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Steven.
Thank you, sir.
He has been our guru for digital technology and all that. So thank you for supporting the university, first of all. And I think hearing from many conversations that we have had for the past few years, and also today we are here to listen to, what needs doing and all that. Will there be any particular initiative or bare minimum that all universities must have in order to teach students on the AI, RPA, blockchain, because there are many developments in the areas. And also we have a lot of software available for consumption. And to teach university students will not be possible to expose them to everything. But what would be the minimum thing that they should have to take home before they can join the industry? So that will be my question. Thanks.
Thank you, Doctor. I have to admit I don't have a very good answer to that, so allow me to try. I'll share a few perspectives if I may. I think to start with, remember I was sharing even at the technology committee at MIA, we published this little document or this guide about the incorporation of tech or tech-related items into the accounting syllabus. If I may, because this is an MIA event, if I may, do some advertising and recap on that as well. And kudos to Dean's Council, to Ministry of Higher Education. This document, I believe, was also referred to when Hala 224 was published. So even by looking at those documents, I would still like to believe that a lot of knowledge or a lot of guide or views in terms of what technologies to incorporate into syllabus is indeed very well discussed, especially in the Hala 224 document, if I may. Aside from that, I remembered that there is some feedback from my young partner who is leading AI in my firm that I wanted to read out to you. I think it is relevant to share now. I apologize a bit long-winded, but he took the effort to share a long story with me, so I would like to read this out to you as well. The question originally is the title of our topic today, which is how to future-proof the workforce. But here I'd like to share how a young audit partner leading AI in an audit firm with a group of very, very young people, most of them university grads just 2 years or 3 years or 4 years ago. So on the point of AI and workforce, if I may read out to you, he says, most younger staff see AI more as a complement rather than a threat. They like that it cuts down repetitive work so that they can focus on judgment or value add. And Dr. Zubil, to partly answer your question, they already experiment with tools like ChatGPT or even in-app AI tools like Notion AI. So they expect companies to be open and give some structured guidance on how they expect which tool to be used while preserving company confidentiality. So the students that you are teaching are quite matured already. Future-proofing isn't about one software. It's about adaptability and willingness to learn. Management should design a safe environment for testing our new or existing AI tools. Engagement improves when they are trusted to try out tools, fail safely, and share learnings. Part 2. So I also asked him about how we engage with young staff at the firm. So generally, they are curious and tech-savvy, as is the characteristics of the current generation, but need mentoring on governance and professional skepticism. Purpose matters a lot. They stay more engaged when they see the impact of their work. So summarize what their impact is to motivate them. Younger staff are frustrated easily by outdated or manual processes. AI helps reduce this. It doesn't mean they are lazy, but they like to work smart. Important note, peer-to-peer sharing is strong. If one finds an AI hack, it spreads fast through informal communication. Okay, Lim Kai Jie, my audit partner at Morrison LC. Doctor, also to maybe share my own perspective, I still come back to this thought around what are the skills to acquire more AI skills that we can communicate or we can train and teach to our students. I mean, I share something maybe irrelevant, I apologize, but I remember very well as a student learning business research methods. So the whole methodology, research methodology around doing that 4 months course, basically I learned how to do research and also reference it correctly, and hopefully when I do a thesis later on, it is done properly. And we don't ever teach them what specific topic you must research, right? We teach them the methodology. If I may, I think that's the theme of what I hope to share today. It's the skill of how our students are able to acquire more AI skills on their own. You know, and the big question is, what do we teach them to do that? But Doctor, you also mentioned the term, what is the minimum we need to do? I still think it's just assignments. Even just starting with assignments and asking students to work together, better still with different faculty, and going on some joint objectives together to research and find something, but using AI in the process, that will already start them out a lot. Of course, we are talking about academic institutions, so of course there will be more structured, more system, more syllabus linked to learning outcomes. That one we leave with you. And from the industry point of view, I think when a graduate comes to our interviews and able to tell us that I have done an AI assignment relating to accounting before, wow, it's already very different already, very impressive already. Then when we ask more, then if they are able to describe further who they worked with and what their output was, I think that would be very impressive. Doctor, hope that's okay. Thank you. Anyone else who would like to try 1 or 2 more questions, maybe? Maybe 1 more?
So we know that the users of the AI, must be responsible to use it in ethical way. But how the developer of AI itself to be ethical? Because now we know you just can upload the photo and then they can produce like Ghibli Studio style. So in the real world, if we do that, we can be sued, right, by Ghibli. But Now, can Ghibli sue the AI developer in terms of that?
Thank you, Doctor. There are always these two opposite pools that always happen in technology, if I may observe. Because on one hand, imagine you are OpenAI or Google Gemini. You always have to set up something that what in the technology business we say scalable. Scalable means whatever I design as a product, the whole world can use one. So one product I can sell to the whole world. That's how I become a billionaire. So the technology companies will always come from the scalability angle, whether you like it or not. Then it also talks about the innovation diffusion curve. Because when you introduce a new technology, it's always about that few % of people who are the super early adopters, where they never ask whether it's practical or not. They don't care it is relevant to them or not. They don't care, got new thing, they just pick it up and run with it. So for that group of super early adopters to come in, or also known as the innovators, you have to keep it free, not free as in only money. You got to incorporate the freedom into the system to let people try and test and do whatever funny things that they want, whether it's legal or not legal. So unfortunately, that seems to be the wisdom in terms of how to get the initial adoption for technology in. That's my little observation of how it works. So therefore, one will pull to the other side in terms of, wow, must have maximum freedom, no law, and you can do whatever. So there's one side. Then there's the other side where once more and more people adopt, more problems come up. And Doctor, I'm not sure if you observe this, or maybe this is also a potential research topic, but please don't quote me. You know, regulators don't like to be first mover. When something new come out, the regulator like to sit and watch one and let you all bloodbath, die. Then the regulator only come out, okay, so now I issue new law, and then my law say you cannot this, cannot that, cannot this, cannot that. But the funny thing is, if people don't bloodbath, then the regulator also don't know what to regulate, right? So the odd thing is there seems to be this natural progression whereby blah, try first, see what happens. Maybe people will adopt, maybe won't adopt. But if the thing flies, then naturally the positives and the negatives will appear as well. Then, as we have seen in some of the discussion point just now, indeed, there are jurisdictions coming out to regulate AI. And I can report even yesterday I was looking at the updated Google AI terms and conditions, the contract they actually circulated an updated contract. If you start reading into it, I would say they are definitely becoming more and more responsible as a big tech company as well, where they will start to state clearly what they're responsible, what you're responsible, and what is deemed to be responsible use. These are starting to be introduced as part of the terms and conditions of use already. And as you may realize with the tech companies, you have to agree with their term. You don't agree, then you stop using. Then your Google Mail, your Microsoft, so more habis. But I would say from a positive angle, they are starting, either they are being pressured to, I don't know, but you can see they are starting to introduce responsibility as well. So maybe I would conclude that it does need time. And all of us play a role, because our research papers have to go out there and bring all these issues up. Society needs to talk about it. The regulators, the lawmakers need to regulate as well. So society needs to do its part as well, I guess. Yeah. Okay.